Good evening, everybody. It is Charlie here, and welcome back to another video on the Chatting Leeds YouTube channel. It is time for your final match preview of the season as Leeds United take on Tottenham Hotspur at Elland Road tomorrow afternoon in the final game of the season, and more than likely our final game in the Premier League. Just before we get into it, as always, guys, please smash that like button. Really does help get the video out there. Please subscribe to the channel if you're brand new as well. Get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below, and of course, hit that notification bell so that you're always aware of when I'm uploading and going live. So then, guys, Judgment Day is almost upon us. Now, I think everyone, me, you, all the Leeds United fan base, or I'd say a good 95% of us, are already resigned to the fact that relegation will be confirmed tomorrow. It's not looking good. We need our game, Everton's game, and Leicester's game to all go our way. There's people saying, obviously, that we stayed up last season, so it means we can do it this season. I understand people's thinking behind that. I really do. But let's be real here, guys. Last season, we had to rely on Newcastle to beat Burnley, which was quite plausible that that was going to happen. This season, obviously, we've got Everton at home to Bournemouth, Leicester are at home to West Ham, and of course, obviously, we're at home to Tottenham. I think we've got the harder game by a country mile. People say, oh, it's Spurs, the Spursy, and all that rubbish. Yeah, well, they've still got Harry Kane, they've still got Heung-min Son, Richarlison, Kulusevski, all that jazz. And yeah, it's Ryan Mason, and they've not been great recently, but our defence is absolutely shocking. We've conceded 74 goals this season. They've got England's all-time top goal scorer, England captain. They've got Heung-min Son, Kulusevski, Richarlison. We've got other players in other areas of the pitch that are better than the ones that we have in the same areas. So I fully expect Spurs to beat us tomorrow and for relegation to be confirmed. But let's just, even though I'm not 100%, I don't think this will happen. Let's just, for argument's sake, how can Leeds United get a win in this game? Well, as I've just said, Spurs are in not good form at the minute. They've had a really poor season by their own standards. In the top four for a large chunk of the season, but have massively tailed off. Obviously, Conte lost his job. Then the other interim coach lost his job. And now it's down to Ryan Mason to get them over the line for this season. In a way, Spurs won't actually want to win this game because I think if they do win it, then they'll be finishing 7th if Brighton beat Aston Villa, which means that Spurs will be playing in the Conference League. They probably won't want that, Thursday night games, blah, blah, blah. So there is like a way of looking at it where you could see Leeds United maybe getting a result in this game. But then there's the other side of me that just thinks, Spurs will want to finish the season on a high. And if they have to play in the Europa Conference League, then they'll probably take that. At least it's Europe. I guess that's just how neutrals would look at it, like us. But they maybe don't want it as they wanted Champions League and all that rubbish. So I don't know. But like I say, there's a large part of me that does think Spurs will get the win in this game. Now, how we sort of go about that, how do we go about trying to get a win? I don't know. In terms of tactics, guys, I think all that sort of stuff is out the window at this point. It would be nice for us to get a win in this game, regardless of if it keeps us up or not. But I was listening to the Square Ball earlier, and Dan Moylan made quite a good point. If we win tomorrow, but go down, it'll be like a sort of weird feeling. You won't know. Obviously, the overriding feeling will be a disappointment and anger and, just just generally upset, and gutted that Leeds United will be relegated. But then on the other hand, it would be nice just to see us win a game. We've not won a game since Nottingham Forest at home. That feels like a lifetime ago. 1-0 up against Crystal Palace, 32 points, 12th in the league. Then they equalised, and then since then it has been nothing short of shambolic. We deserve to be in the situation that we're in. And I've said it before, and I'll say it again. We don't deserve to stay up. And if we get relegated tomorrow, which we probably will, we fully deserve it. We have not been good enough all season. We've won, 7 games all season? It's just not good enough. How Southampton are already relegated and below us, I do not know. Because when I've watched Southampton, I think they've played better than us. I really do think that. We've been shocking. The recruitment has been nothing short of a joke. Thank God Victor Orta is out the club. Obviously, Rads is in the process of finalising a deal to buy Sampdoria. So regardless of what happens tomorrow, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, maybe of this week coming, we should be getting an update on the ownership situation. Are the 49ers going to take over and take full control of this club? Because for me, within the first month of this season finishing, basically the next 3 or 4 weeks, we need to be getting the ownership, the director of football, and the manager all sorted and signed off. Because then you can start to think of a plan and a recruitment policy that could help Leeds United bounce straight back up to the Premier League next season. Because the Championship, we will be everyone's cup final. Everybody wants to beat Leeds. Everyone wants to win at Elland Road. And it is, as we all know, it's a very, very hard league to get out of. But hopefully, our players show some fight, some desire, a will to win tomorrow. Don't actually think about the permutations of it. Just go out and get the win, regardless of if it keeps us up or not. Just go out and give a positive account of yourselves. But I'll be honest, guys, that's what I would want, and that's what I think we need to see, of course. But after what I saw against West Ham last weekend, have I got any hope tomorrow? No. But, and it's a very, very big but, there's a very small part of my brain that, I've been thinking about it all day today. I was speaking to my dad earlier, my father-in-law earlier. What if we did it, though? What if we beat Tottenham, Everton and Leicester both lose, they go down, we stay up? Could you imagine the scenes inside Elland Road? I mean, I had an email from Leeds United earlier, obviously, on about keeping it safe at Elland Road, no pitch invasions and all that jazz. But I think if Leeds United do survive tomorrow, if we perform a miracle, there'll definitely be pitch invasions. I probably won't be able to get on the pitch based on me being in the South Stand upper. But regardless of if there's pitch invasions or not, the atmosphere will be unreal if we stay up. And it's just a shame that it's probably not going to happen. I cannot see for the life of me Everton losing tomorrow. I think they'll at least get a point, which will be enough for them. Leicester are at home to West Ham. We all thought West Ham were on the beach, or that they would be on the beach when we played them last week. It turns out they weren't. Maybe they were, but we were just that bad that we made West Ham look good and interested in the game, which they probably weren't. They're probably not going to be bothered about tomorrow now, even more after beating us last week. So that gives Leicester more motivation. They'll feel a bit positive after picking up that point against Newcastle. So yeah, I'll be honest. I think Everton and Leicester both win. I do. and I think we'll lose, which will obviously send us and Leicester down, along with obviously Southampton. And yeah, look, I accepted it after the Bournemouth defeat that we were going down. We've brought big Sam Allardyce in. I don't think he's improved us drastically. You could argue him making the decision to drop Melier and put Robles in has improved us at the back, which I think it has done. But the players in front of Robles have not performed well at all. I think the Man City game was even though it was a defeat, it was promising, it was encouraging. The Newcastle game we probably should have won. When you look back at it, obviously there's the Bamford missed penalty and there's other chances that we missed in that game as well. And then West Ham was just shocking. Start the game off really well, first 25, 30 minutes. We get the goal through Rodrigo, and then we just decide to stop playing. Why? I do not know. And that second half performance was just an absolute joke. It were a disgrace. The players want to be ashamed of themselves, not just for last week, but for the whole season. And once relegation is confirmed tomorrow, as I say, over the next few days, we need to be getting the ownership sorted. Then the director of football will follow, and then a new manager will follow. And then hopefully a whole new set of players that give a crap about playing for that Leeds United badge, that want to come in and get Leeds United straight back to the Premier League. We'll get parachute payments. We'll get income from player sales because there'll be a lot of players leave the club this summer should we be relegated tomorrow. And yeah, in a way, I don't want us to go down, of course. And even though I've been accepting of the fact for the last few weeks, once it's confirmed tomorrow, it will hit me like a ton of bricks, and I will be gutted, to say the least. But there's also a small part of me that's quite intrigued to see how we attack the Championship and if we can come up at the first time of asking. The inner Leeds United fan in me thinks that we won't, just because of previous luck that we've had in the Championship. But you never know. It's different this time, isn't it? I think when we were relegated last time, we were in financial disarray. There was a lot of issues going on behind the scenes. We don't have that now. We'll have parachute payments. So hopefully it can be a little bit more encouraging going into next season. But there's still that hope in me for tomorrow that Everton and Leicester both drop points and we can get a win against a very out of form Tottenham Hotspur. But I think the players that they've got in the attacking areas, plus our shocking defence, just means that ultimately Spurs will win this game. I've got Spurs beating us 3-1. And ultimately that would mean that I have us getting relegated tomorrow. And that is not nice for me to say. But I'm just numb to it now. I'm just resigned to it. And there's nothing really more for me to say in this preview, guys. I wish I could sound a bit more optimistic, a bit more upbeat, but it's just how I'm feeling at the minute. I can't. I just can't see a way that Leeds United beat this Tottenham team, regardless of what happens at Goodison Park and at the King Power. We need to do what we need to do, but I just can't see us doing it. I just can't. I think the most we can hope for, at the very most, is a point, but that won't be enough. And yeah, that's all I've got for this final preview of the season, guys. As I say, I really do apologise that it's not a little bit more upbeat and optimistic. I will be back in the morning for match day thoughts, just to get all your guys' thoughts and emotions going into tomorrow's big game at Elland Road, and just to get a gist of how everyone's feeling. I may feel a bit differently in the morning, which is why I've started to do these match day streams. So yeah, make sure that you join me in the morning. And before you leave this video, guys, make sure you smash a like on it. Really does help get the video out there and get more eyes on the channel. If you're brand new, please subscribe to the channel as well. I'm on the road to 3,000 subscribers. If you could do me a solid and get me there as soon as possible, that would be very much appreciated. Get all of your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. And of course, hit that notification bell. And I will see you in the morning, and enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you.